And so you interact with?
Yeah.
She seems like an incredible human being. Like,
She's
I mean, I'm assuming that you agree, but like,
she's patient.
I feel like you guys are so well matched, like, including even just because it's traveling. You know, the trips that you guys want to take and stuff, like, you know, and the values and like the work that she has done. So, you know, I was like, oh, you guys are perfect for this.
So the other day we went to the Taiwan's pizza, the and so the waitress, brand new waitress, they hired 85 people, and like the owner said like 90% of the applicants came from me. So the waitress was like, she got nervous and she's like, you're on. And she's like, thank you so much. And I'm like, no. You're a waitress right now, not a friend. and the manager was right next to her. So this is the whole friends and family thing is just a training for the opening day.
Oh.
And so she comes over and then she's like, is there anything I missed?
There's no filter.
Okay. There's stuff to add to this. Oh, you got something to that too. Okay. And
This is the minutes, and this is the.
okay. And then wait. Where is her? Yeah, I'm probably going to do that. I'm still. I met my ex's place, like I'm going to decorate it up and like the cats. We decided to keep the cats.
Okay.
So he had cats. And I was hesitant because I already have 2, and I was like, I don't know if I'm up for 4 cats. Which you're like, 4? What do you try that?
You have 7?
Yeah. It's complicated. So we've been like.
As a librarian, I feel ashamed that I don't have.
No, it's okay, my son here.
Okay. But yeah, so I feel like I'm always out there. Like tonight I'm staying at my house, and my daughter made some comment about like, since you're not going home tonight, and I was like, this is where I live, and she's like, I've gotten so used to you living at dad's apartment that like that feels like you going home now. I was like, this is so my daughter's stepdad, and I started looking there all of his stuff because he messed up his will, and has nobody, like, has no other family other than our daughter and stuff. So, I'm out there packing up his apartment right now. So it'll be kind of like get enough done during the day.
Oh, so he had it.
No, so Eric had 2 cats.
And now you're gonna keep.
We're gonna have 4 cats.
We just have 2.
You just have to separate them.
Yeah.
Just separate them for a couple, like 1 week or 2 weeks. Adults.
Yeah, they're all adults, and so they're paired. Like it's 2 pairs. It's just that one of my cats is like kind of vicious. And the introduction of the original 2 went very poorly, and it was like a 5-month process. And so like maybe she was just traumatized by like her life before she came to us. Hopefully we'll figure it out. But Alonzo has a book club that we're meeting tomorrow for the neighborhood.
So Ariana went to the trunk or treat. Our total attendance was 6,600, even with the rain. She came and her mom was there. They were awesome. We gave them a tent, and she was the last float of the parade. And then we were just taking pictures with everybody. It was really fun. She had a great time. Her mom was like, "This is."
Is it still loading?
But yeah, we were hiding back away from that store. Hopefully we get a
better weather.
But you know what? We had enough candy for the 6,000 people.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever had enough.
Like for our mom.
Yes.
It worked out well. Yeah, I ended up at work that night and was like, it's snowing. All the things. Yeah, it was like the first year that I didn't have a kid go trick or treating.
Oh.
I was like, this feels so weird.
It was the first year I got to walk around and enjoy it. never happened, because my wife was there taking care of her mom and her niece. So I'm like, oh, I get to go around and meet them.
Is she coming tomorrow?
Yeah.
So Dr. Lopez is not making it tonight. And then Israel got out of work late. So he's, assuming we have Foreman, we approve it, he'll be joining virtually.
So we need 2 more?
So actually, there's 3 people that are not coming, 2 students,
Okay.
and the other parent were popular.
Oh, okay.
So they're not coming.
I need to, okay, later, not tonight, but can you help do some translating of emails for us? Because I am gonna, my surgery is a week before our next meeting, and I'm not positive if I will make it out the door. So she might need to start the meeting and hold the
By the
phone for
way-
me to join virtually.
Which I was still gonna report.
Oh, sorry.
That she also announced to me today that she was not going to be able to continue, and she was going to send a letter of resignation to the position.
Oh,
The parent position?
This is the parent that she was here last time, but I wasn't here.
There's 4 parent people?
No, yes, now there's 4 parents. Well, this is not yet official until
Right, until she does, but.
Yeah, but
So,
she's resigned for the next month, or she's put it in this month?
like effective immediately?
no, today she's absent.
Yeah,
And then once she sends the letter, she's gonna send it to you, but she's gonna send it through us, but
right.
directed to
I'm
you.
just wondering if that means she won't be here next
She,
month.
her intention is not to come next month.
Okay, so we can't take an official vote, but just to kind of have everybody weigh in, I'll give it like 5 more minutes and just call order at 6 if you, like,
I think we can call an order now.
okay.
That's my opinion though,
Well,
because I don't think it's gonna change.
what I was just gonna say anyway though is before we like officially start, then we need to think about, do we want me to call a special meeting right before my surgery? Since we don't have her to lead the meeting, or how do we do that if
Well,
the
you-
chair and the vice chair both unable, like, if we won't have a vice chair then, and if I am not here, who fills that role? Because I can join virtually, but somebody has to officially open it. Yeah, and then hold the vote to allow me to join virtually. Cause I don't, they have told me that a week out, I might not be able to get out of bed except to walk to the bathroom. So,
It could be virtually, as long as.
yes, but somebody has to,
Vote you in to do the meeting virtually.
right.
So can that be?
Can we just do it all virtually?
But we would have to have a quorum,
First.
and I just don't know what the rules are if somebody who isn't an officer is allowed to start the meeting. I might have to talk to Veronica.
Yeah, we might need to talk to her. Because I think the principal can start the meeting.
Okay.
I think, but that's something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, which students had reached out to you because obviously not there.
2 of them, Adriana and Humphrey and Ashley Guzman.
Okay. So we don't have to, it's just running late. Is it recording?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. I will go ahead and call it to order. I am just going to go ahead and take notes on here. I will make sure that the minutes are updated sooner.
It is not going to be minutes. Except for the
Right.
call of the order
Yes.
and the roll call.
Yeah,
And
I just
after
know that I didn't submit them until later notice and this month.
And I volunteered to update this meeting minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and call order right now.
What time?
5:56.
You said?
Hi. I'm just here. I am here. I'm here. This is here. Okay. Mrs. Jackson? Yes, yeah. Okay, sorry. because,
Yeah, then yeah, whatever.
let me just.
She is in the minutes, by the way.
Yes. Let me just text Israel, letting him know that we cannot look up to have him join virtually.
We don't have quorum, right?
Yeah. So we have through the agenda for the minute. We cannot vote on the fundraiser or the budget transfers. Were you wanting to go over an update on the elections? Was there something specific about it?
Yeah, since it's not official, it's not going to be recorded, it doesn't make any difference, but I'm just going to say that yes, the election's already started. In the last package, when you received your, I put in the package an envelope with a new application for those people who would like to apply again. Please submit it as soon as possible. And the other part of this is that soon we're going to be starting sending notifications to the different parents, students, community to advertise the election. We started with the advertisement of the election during the parent report card. We had a little video, a little stand going on. Some parents picked up stuff. It was in the hallway. So we've been working. We've been putting some posters up at the school. So doing all the protocols that have to take place for the election process. And we're continue working on moving forward with that.
The dates for the deadline for applications and the date for the election. I know it's parent teacher conference.
Well, the election is going to be April 22nd. That's the election, but in February is the deadline. I don't have the exact date right now with me.
I'll just look it up.
But isn't the letter that was given to you?
Yeah, it's in my email. I was just
And it's in
putting
the
in
email, we've been getting notifications about that, yeah. So specific date is sometime in February.
Okay. I just want to include it in our minutes.
Oh, there's no minutes.
No. I'm taking in the ones for for this meeting.
Okay.
I still have we don't have any minutes.
So we can't vote on the fundraiser.
Yeah, we can't vote on these.
So how many people do we have to be in order to vote?
8.
This one is 6 of us.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let Ms. Venezuela know, that we have to defer this or that. Does anybody have any questions about the budget transfers?
We don't have enough for the.
We're not gonna vote, but if somebody has questions and wants to go over them, we can still have information about them. My only report is just, the update about surgery.
Does the school have prime for everything? Because $500, would it be easy to pay the prime subscription? But they're still, depending on who you buy from, there can still be shipping costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the prime schools are not able to do the prime membership. Because Amazon is a strategic source vendor for CPS, and so Amazon requires, shipping fees in one way.
Yeah, it's not like a personal account.
Yeah, but you pay, 600 schools.
They're losing a lot of money, so they have money for somebody.
So it's not $500 for one shipment.
Right.
That's the budget. Yeah, just to make sure there's enough money to cover any shipment,
That. Let me just double check my email to find out if she. Were you at the last staff meeting?
Which?
The bilingual committee?
Yes, I did a presentation.
Okay, it'd be great, then I don't have to ask Tracy if you want to mention anything.
Yeah, basically there was a meeting on November 8th, Wednesday, I believe. And there was a presentation done by Mr. Garces about credits, high school graduation requirements, and keeping in mind that the population that we are serving are the Hispanics, families that are foreign to the system, and they have a lot of questions about credits, transcripts. So it was quite an informative meeting where we had 37 parents attend.
Oh.
It was a virtual meeting, by the way. 37 parents meeting. So we talked about graduation requirements, the difference between credits, why do they get credits here in the high school level as opposed to in the country's Title I, different promotion policy.
Yeah.
So all that was explained
Thank you.
for parents to be aware. And we had a good turnout, 37 parents. That was pretty good.
And that must have been huge help for them.
I'm sure, yeah.
I mean, look, they're doing
And
a
there was
lot.
follow-up,
I've
and
seen
then
all this.
there was emails follow-up, connecting to parent portal, different things happen, afterwards that adds to the low things that we do.
When is the next meeting?
February is quarter meeting.
Okay.
So not yet. It's December 13th. I was not prepared for these questions. December 13th, I think, is a Wednesday as well. And that's the day of the Fine Arts program. There's a Fine Arts program or event that evening. And we're going to have a little gathering. That's an in-person meeting for the bilingual parents. And we're going to have a little gathering with food.
So next month.
Next month, in December 13th. It's in person. And then February is going to be online, virtual. So we are to meeting. And we were allowed to do that in the bilingual program, to do our meeting.
And then
This kind of meeting we have it on Monday. We got 13 legal services at 13. And the same, we are not really allowed to do summer development. We are still going virtually. And saying a lot of parents coming to school, saying a lot of questions. And we're gonna have a workshop about grades and college credits and college applications for the parents to get more information. For the next meeting. And we plan more to learn more about the introduction to a new country from the country. So it's exactly for some providers so they can do some person on how to do it. Or to get them across how to do it in the transition. Other than that?
There were workshops that were approved at the end of last year, the CPR class and the other workshops. So, okay, I was just gonna ask if a date was set, so no, a date is not set.
This is the test.
Okay.
CPR classes, they was
Okay.
They didn't ask for those.
Okay.
We didn't move forward, We did that approval, we didn't get both of the dates and when we're gonna do it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think we've got some bigger priorities, that make sense. As usual, no FOIA requests.
Yeah, there's so far no FOIA requests. Nobody has requested any documents. And I would say, given the fact that it's online.
Right, I think we're just transparent enough that people don't need to file that to get the answer.
Exactly, it's all there.
Any PPLC?
I'm
Yes, PPLC. We did have our first meeting, PPLC meeting, second meeting actually. The first one was the organizational meeting. This was our first meeting. And we talked a little bit about what different activities we're going to be doing as a PPLC. We're still defining those items, but one of the things that was brought up and is probably a goal is how we going to be able to support the attendance and the students in the hallways and improving that aspect in the school. So how we're going to work in supporting that process. So we still have more to talk about, but basically we had our first official meeting and we're waiting for direction in what is best for the meeting.
Annual attendance was confirmed this year at PE. And so culture and climate and ILT are working on that too.
Yes.
Before we go into the principal's report, that tends to be the bulk of the meeting. Any questions or comments about any of the other reports?
Okay, I'm gonna jump in there and have just a few slides that several members on the team helped to prepare as they are assisting me in my 2.5 weeks of being here.
So, because several people weren't able to make it, we were not able to vote on it. So I'll check with you like within the next couple of days, unless you're gonna stick around. Just to kind of like update on what that means for you guys.
So,
Just do the space bar.
oh, thank you, space bar, okay, good. All right, so just some updates from parent teacher conference report card pickup, which actually occurred a few days before I got here. But you see the numbers have increased as follows: 46%. So increase over the years. Here's a really good thing. This is the current demographic data.
Move the table. The table that was just.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so on 20th we had 606. That's gone up to 629. Oh my goodness. And you know, you don't get the extra money after the 20th day. I was like, switch somewhere, you could go back and say, hey, we need some assistance for those extra students. What we've been working on since I've been here, and I'm sure they were working on even before I got here, is this drop in attendance that we're seeing. We started off at 8.43 in September, and it's dropped down to 78.67. But you know that there was always a drop in attendance, especially as we get around the holidays. So it's a couple of things that the team is really working on to try to combat that, and I'll share those in just a minute. And then our increase in English language learners and diverse learners since the beginning of the year. And with what we're seeing with newcomers, I'm sure that ELL numbers are just going to continue to go up. And the district is really talking about additional supports that they're going to provide for schools with high numbers of ELL learners. All right, here's a quarter 2 grade progress. I'm sorry, not quarter 2, quarter.
Progress grade, yeah.
Yeah, progress grade. Oh yeah, quarter 2 progress grades are there. So quarter 1. Oh, okay. I was trying to see that percentage up there because you can't see the numbers. But where we were from last year to now this year, and then where we do is that quarter 2 progress. Now it is significantly lower, and that is a concern. That really is a concern that the number is so low compared to last year. But again, it's several strategies that the staff is looking at to address that. I always see a dip right at quarter 2 progress reports. Is that normal here to see a dip? Mr. Garces, do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, I totally agree that
Yeah.
and, you know, the report cards are coming out on November 13th. Today was the due date
Yeah.
for them to enter it, so.
Also, sometimes it's that grades aren't up to date in advance. And so we don't know, like, now with the grades, like, the things not submitted, but if you're trying to do it in advance,
Yeah.
sometimes they're still working on it, and so we don't have accurate data.
Yeah, and with us to being out, you know, when the cat's away from the high school play, as the saying goes, is really making sure that everybody is getting their grades, and sometimes we just get a little lax and we don't have the print. And they know I don't know everybody, and I'm not chasing people down.
It's not in education, it's an ongoing thing, and it's just like they're busy. But I do know when we go through the CWP stuff, it's typical for grades to ebb and flow throughout the quarters.
Excellent.
And like we do tend to see a fair amount of fluctuation.
Exactly. All right, now this is what we've really been talking about, sophomore and seniors on track. And so one of the things that we saw is just this, it's not a dip from the last year, it's actually for sophomore attendance is a little bit better than it was last year so far. But we want to keep it there. We have some students who have some really low attendance, and that we've really been targeting students who, what was it, we had 84% or below that we did 84% or below. So what we did was, Ms. Paredes and Ms. Guy coordinated an assembly for those students, and we brought them in, and they created a packet where they got their on-track grade, they got their attendance, and they got their credit. And they reviewed what that meant in assembly for sophomores, and then they turned around and did the same thing for seniors. And then some of them whose day was really low, they had them do a contract. And so after that, we've been talking about, okay, now how are we really going to support these students with some interventions and strategies to help them address the issues that we're seeing. And so we're going to run that through our behavioral health team, as well as our grade level team, to have teachers, as well as counselors, support staff, identify at least 5 students that they're going to mentor and support and really track and see how they're moving along in their progress. So we're doing that for us. And counselors are, of course, already doing this work. We're talking about seniors. We started the meeting today talking about seniors and if they're on track to graduate. So counselors are already doing a lot of this work with their caseload, but now we're providing some additional hands to help support these students. Any questions about that?
Yeah, so does it seem that the average student here is missing 25% of the whole class, a period?
So it's real interesting. So what happens is, if a student is late and they miss their entire first period, or miss the first 2 periods, it's they miss a half a day, half day.
Right.
Any 2 periods, thank you. Any 2 periods is a half day attendance. If they miss 4 periods, they're absent for the whole day. And so it's not that kids aren't coming, it's that they're missing classes. And so it's either they're skipping or they're coming really late. Like, you know, we talked about a couple of seniors who come in and they're coming in 7 periods. I'm like, you're already marked absent for the day. You don't tell them not to come home, because then I'm going to get an F in your 7th and 8th period. But it's really getting kids to get here earlier, to be in class, go to class, and be there for the whole period.
Now, if a student misses one class, it's still a half.
No, not one. No, Friday.
Unless it's Friday.
And it's a Friday, yeah.
Friday, because the time is shorter because of teacher PD. So Friday you miss one, it's a half day.
Okay.
So it's a whole day.
So basically, the state requires that every student does 300 minutes of attendance per day.
Okay.
And the moment they hit less than half of that, which is 150, then it's a half day attendance. And if it's, the moment they hit 300, lower than 300 is half a day. The moment they hit 150, it's a full day.
Okay. And the students are aware of
Yes.
That's what we talked about.
versus 4 periods?
Yeah, we talked about that. This guy talked about that. Well, I'm sure they talked about it several times, but this guy reiterated it during the assembly that just happened yesterday. And so went over with students how you're being tardy or skipping a class, how it affects your overall attendance.
And I think that's part of the initiative that we're doing with the assemblies that we had, is to keep on bringing that type of information to the students. And there's more work to do. You know, it's obvious that our attendance is looking down, especially the seniors.
Yeah.
When I look at that, this is the graduating class, and
Yeah.
and then the sophomores, the good thing is it's going up, and I think that the incentive that in that assembly was done, they're gonna have the
half-cap ceremony, So they're gonna do a half-cap ceremony. And a half-cap ceremony is if you do it your sophomore year, and you hold it very similar to a graduation. So students, feel like I'm halfway there at graduation. So we do a graduation, a celebration ceremony, and then I think we talked about having like a meal for them, a special meal, where they would invite parents as well. There's some other incentives going on. We had a restaurant gave us a bunch of certificates for free sandwiches to give out to the kids. So we're using that as if you show up, we're using that as an incentive to get one of those free sandwiches. And then a few other things that the team is talking about in order to improve attendance. In terms of skipping, and that's something that I've seen within the last 2.5 weeks, we have really been working with security to make sure the students are going to class. So policies have been, it's very challenging work, because not only do you have to get them to class, but then we have to keep them in class. So the conversation with security, your goal is to get them to class, get them in the door. Teachers, your goal is to keep them in class. So we're doing the work. Ms. Paredes has really been working with them on getting students to class. And then now the PPLC is now talking about what do teachers need to do to create this culture and climate in their classroom where kids want to be there, number one, and that we're able to keep them there. And so this team has been doing a lot of work with things like they have this big pride campaign that they're doing, and all that work to really shape the culture and climate of the school. It just takes time. It takes time. I've seen improvements though since I've been here, and I've been for 2.5 weeks. I gave some feedback on Hall 6, and I've seen immediate improvement, and so I'm really impressed by that and just the work that they're doing. So I'm hoping that as you guys continue to look at this data, this work is really going to continue to show. Again, this is the work of Ms. Paredes and Ms. Guy, and they've really kind of owned this and really been driving this work with this sophomore and seniors on track. Make sure I didn't accidentally answer that on my phone. Space bar. Thank y'all. All right, so here we are with grades. Sophomore grades, again, we've seen a drop. We are D's and F's. And then where we are with seniors. Although D's and F's for seniors is actually a little bit better than it was last year at this time. And so, but it's the same ebb and flow. And it's such a strategic time to do this now, meeting with those sophomores and setting up an intervention plan, because the goal is, again, let's get you on track before the end of the semester in January, so you have some time. Oh, I forgot to mention too that I was really excited about the after-school tutoring. So we have several teachers that are going to provide after-school tutoring for students as well. That's going to start on Monday. And that's another initiative that Ms. Guy is heading up. I'm sorry, not Monday, because we're not going to be there. The November 27th Monday. I'm sorry, November 27th, not Monday. So now it's just like really recruiting and getting kids involved in that and doing what they need to bring their grades up. For some kids, we're going to make it mandatory. You have to go to tutoring. So if you play a sport, if you're failing class, you have to go to tutoring, or you won't be able to play. So things like that to really encourage kids to participate. And those are going to be run by Foreman teachers, which I think is really powerful when our own teachers can do the tutoring. All right, so this slide, we just wanted to provide this information. This is the state of school work that CPS has been talking about, their additional $243 million in school level funding in the FY 2024 budget, and really reflects their priorities around their core instruction priorities and resource equity. So they just really called out for you where they put their money this year. There's that additional money in special education, in teaching positions, in bilingual instruction, and then in the equity grants for smaller and under enrolled schools. And then $45 million to provide teacher professional development. That's one of the areas where we are really seeing the benefit of that money, because we're able to pay teachers to stay for IoT, the extended day of work. We're using some of that money to pay for the tutors, so that's where a lot of that money is coming from. The additional district funded counselors, why, because really the counseling model is one counselor for 300 students. So the district is funding extra counselors, and we have three school counselors here. So, although I believe one counselor for 300 students, absolutely.
But yeah, but we are on track with their supposed.
So that $11 million is for 8 schools with significant year-over-year enrollment changes. I don't know, maybe I said it Foreman, but I'm like 20.
Yeah, I don't know what the term is significant.
Yeah, and they only chose 8 schools. We've seen the $8 million to support athletics. We've seen the benefit of that here. Having a athletic director. Our athletic director is not full time. I think he is a stipend athletic director. But the district didn't used to pay for that at all. So that's been a huge thing. Central funding for student devices. Although we know that, these are kids, so that's why you're seeing in the budget, we got to replace devices, they get damaged. And so that's where that $5,000 is coming from to replace those devices.
Do you happen to know, and it might not, and that's totally okay, but how many students still don't have them?
I think he said, so he's ordering about 15. I don't know if he ordered extra in there. I can find out for you. I'm not 100% sure.
We can just, when he returns.
Okay, yeah.
And then with more curiosity.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And then funding for school nurses, social work, and then additional funding for FCCA. And I think that is it. They're having some budget community roundtables that they're encouraging people to be in. Actually, I think the last one
is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and it's going to be virtual. So you can scan that, register, and then the link you'll be able to find the link.
Do all of you get the emails about this?
Yes.
Okay. You guys get it?
I don't think I get it from CPS, I just get it from the city.
From all the city. Okay, I get them, and I all this from assumed that they went out to all LSU members. Some of them was like, maybe not. So maybe it's just the extent chair. So moving forward, when I get things from the district, I can let them know.
I think the only other thing, that was it, yay! But I think the only other thing that I would share is some of the work that's happening around instruction, and with the IoT, the district has rolled out this what we call a rigor wall, where we're going into classrooms and we're looking at the rigor of instruction. Are we really preparing students to handle the rigor of college level coursework, right? Or even the rigor of just careers, to be critical thinkers, problem solvers, to develop their analytical skills. And so the IoT is spent some time really digging into the district rubric, really trying to understand that work has started, and they'll continue to do that. Even after I've gone to work that they've done with FCCA as well. And the district is coming on November 29th to do a rigor walk, so they'll have some data from that, just to give a baseline of where the school is. That's your PO-wide rigor walk, and then make some suggestions on how we can continue to improve that as a district. I'm going to, throw this out here as, the school thinks about this. We talk about rigor, we talk about instruction. I really recommend that the school works with a consultant, someone an expert to come in and really coach and train the teachers professional development consultant. Unfortunately, you know, it's if we can afford to do that. But it's something that I want to recommend to F.C.C.A. when he comes back to really look at and consider to provide some intensive support to teachers for non-instruction. If they haven't had, and I don't think they've had one here in a while. And I worked with a consultant over in another Northside school that the last time that she's really, really good, especially with the literacy teachers. And then I worked with another math consultant. Because we got, how many teachers are here? I think it's like, I know I worked with like 3 of them so far, but I'm not sure the percentage. But
I would say there's like about 70 teachers,
7 teachers. And it's not just a real benefit for new teachers just to have that extra intensive support that, you know, the staff, principals, assistant principals really can't provide this because, it's intense.
And depends what we call new teachers, because 1-year teachers is a new teacher, but 2-year teacher could still be new. You know, it's still in the work.
It's still a new teacher, exactly. So that was, I put that out there just for something, because I know that, spending that type of money has to be approved by the LSC, but the benefit of that investment, it really makes a difference. And I'm just trying to sign out so I don't forget. It really makes a difference in terms of what teachers understand about the Common Core State Standards and what they're putting in front of students. Which I've seen a lot of great instruction here, so don't get me wrong. I just think as we move to that next level, that type of support might come up.
Maybe it's looking at making better.
Absolutely.
Do you know how many migrant students or refugee students have come to the school in the last year? And then
I don't know the refugee number but we noticed an increase of EL, and that increase is based on new enrollment. How many came to the city of Chicago? I don't know. To our school was an increase of the majority of those. I would say maybe.
The 26 extra students?
Yeah.
Well, we've got a couple. Well, and it's not just those extra because some people leave, and so we I think it's a couple dozen.
Do you know the numbers from the neighborhood schools to see if that's like, are they making the choice to come here versus Steinmetz versus coming from?
No, they don't have a choice because it's by address.
Yeah.
So depending on the
Community.
what address they live, we have a way to identify which school they belong to.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not going for like overnight.
And it's not like because they don't have vouchers for rent. It's not like they're choosing, I'm going to live over here because of this school.
Right.
They're just trying
No,
to.
it's whatever they can. So Miss Tracy, she has a phone here, so we check in on how that's going. I think we're good. And know that like there's this year and then there's the ongoing things. This is not a brand new situation. But we're getting probably a couple dozen so far and expected to keep getting more. More buses keep arriving.
Yet alone this last week and this week, I know I have given schedule at least for 10 students.
Oh, okay. Then my couple dozen is old.
It
That was
might be
really
higher.
good.
I feel like it's more than that, because I look at the EL1 classes.
Yeah.
Of non-English speaking, and those classes
Are getting huge.
Yes.
huge.
Yeah. She and I talked about it like right around the start of the school year. I do know that the neighborhood is expected to be a big settlement area of the city for them.
Yeah.
So I would expect that we're going to have a higher percentage than.
And last year, when the enrollment increased that much, I do know Mrs. Gabriel was able to contact the network or the district to get extra positions and offer them to the teachers to get an extra class. So at some point, there's probably funding in the district to do that.
Yes.
Because
The state is giving the district extra money, and I know F.C.C.A. is like really proactive about lobbying for us in general to be receiving whatever we are eligible for.
Yes.
And so some of us have already met you.
Okay.
But I don't know if the two of you have. So this is Ms. Jackson. She has been helping fill in well, first let's meet at time. This is probably the only time we will see you at a meeting, because by our next meeting, that would be done.
Exactly.
So you guys going for a couple of weeks?
Since I've been here since November 1st, what did I get here? October 30th, November something. It was limited to 2.5 weeks, since he's been out, but I've been over here. And I'll be here until he comes back, which is, right now, tentatively December 1st. So I'll be here until he comes back, yeah. It's been great. It's really been great, serving the farming team. I hope I made some type of impact, good impact.
Yes, you have.
And
It's okay.
the short time that I've been here.
It's really good ideas, good ideas.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
Pleasure. Any other updates, questions, anything, or are we ready to move on to motions for?
How was the haunted house?
I don't know who that's gonna be.
I heard it was great. I went through it and I said, now listen, if you're sending little kids through here, you cannot terrify them like that. That screen, somebody jumped out, skyscraper at the top of my lungs. They did a phenomenal job setting that up. And she said she had a great turnout from the community. So it was really nice event.
Yeah, I know, her goal is to continue doing that every year.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Do we have an official motion for sure?
There's no motion.
Oh, that's right, we don't have to.
But I'm sticking to that. There's no motion, we don't need to vote on anything.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Take care. Are we saving these for next time? So that they don't be-
I think we need to reprint
Will
them.
it be, okay, that'll be easier.
Yeah,
Okay,
Just open up.
yeah, we'll just,
I can take them all back because I'm gonna shred them. You can keep that.
yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
get
thinking about
the rest of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you put something in the travel? I'll shred, I'll look at it. I want to shred them. You know what I mean? This should not be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was
This
the
whole thing?
extras, yeah, those are the extras. Yes, so, I have to find out what our options are. I will text you because I know that is your preferred mode of communication. Yeah, I'll email them. What is the best way to let you know? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm like, I know.
Good night.